You're most welcome, viewers, to this wonderful lesson. My name is Kasadha Abbey, as you can see on the screen, and I'm going to be taking you through a very interesting science lesson. However, in a nutshell, I want us to first go through a few SOPs. It is imperative that we sometimes maintain social distancing, wash our hands with soap and clean water, and put on a mask, especially when you find yourself in a crowded place. Today's lesson, like you can see, this is how I've chosen to introduce it. A new car, after some time of no use, becomes like that. I'm trying to introduce the concept of rusting, and at the level of P3 class, we defined rusting as the formation of a reddish-brown coating on iron metals. It is basically the metals of iron and the alloys of iron that are greatly affected by rusting. Alloys like steel. So the diagram is trying to emphasize what we saw in the beginning, how rusting affects the metals in terms of shape, color, and deformation. Part B is talking about the conditions that are necessary for rusting to take place. For rusting to occur, there should be moisture, but also there should be oxygen. Once there is moisture or water, then be sure that the iron is going to rust. Another guiding question is about the effects of rusting. And 1 to 3. The first one says rusting weakens metals. Once metals rust, then they're going to weaken. Rusting changes the shape of metals. Number 2. And lastly, rusting changes the color of metals, like we have seen in the diagrams, and we are yet to see more diagrams to come. We talked about changing of shape. You can see there clearly this metal was once straight, but due to rusting, it has now lost its shape. We talked about changing the color of metals, and like you can see, this metal was once shiny, but now you can see it is no longer pleasant to look at. It has lost its color because of rusting. We look at weakening metals. Yeah, we saw this. The metals become weaker. Those are some of the effects of rusting. I want us to look at the ways of preventing rusting, because we have seen it is not something pleasant. How then can we prevent it? We can paint the metals. We can galvanize. Galvanizing. We can enamel. The application of enamel is called enameling. We can also oil. And I want us to look at this one very fast. In a nutshell, painting of metals. You have seen how those holes have been painted. You have seen how the shovel and the garden fork have been painted. Painting prevents the moisture or water from reaching the metals. We shall see a question with the time to come. We shall ask you, how does painting prevent rusting? Another bulletin is about enameling. I'm sure you've ever seen these cups. Those cups are coated with enamel. So the more you bang them down, the enamel tends to get corroded, and in the end, the cap will rust. Galvanizing. Galvanizing simply refers to the coating of iron metals with zinc. Have you ever seen such iron sheets? If you have ever seen such iron sheets, they are called galvanized iron sheets. And they are durable, they last longer because they somehow withstand the rusting. We have some guiding questions here. Number one is how does painting prevent rusting? I want to emphasize on question interpretation here. In the question we said painting, but in the answer we say paint, because it is the paint that prevents, as you see there, paint prevents moisture or water from reaching the metal. How does painting prevent rusting? Paint prevents moisture or water from reaching the metal. Give two effects of rusting: changes the shape, changes the color, deforms or weakens metals. Number three, state any three ways of preventing rusting. We just said we can paint, we can enamel, we can galvanize, and then we can also paint. Which alloy is used to prevent spoons and forks from rusting? This one is called stainless steel. I don't want to go beyond this. You have been very good listeners, viewers. Thank you very much for listening, and I want to wish you